valve amps, the original technology and still viewed by many as the best sounding amp type for guitar. I thought it was outmoded for my needs until I heard this amp. This is Gear Profile. Hello, my name is Marc Gallagher and welcome to Gear Profile, where I take a look at a piece of gear that I have and love and I tell its story, why it speaks to me, and of course, give it a little play. Today we're looking at my Vox AC10, where I first got valve amps and why I adore this little thing. When I was a teenager and I first learned about valve amps, I bought myself an Epiphone Valve Junior. This amp only had one single volume knob, so if you wanted that valve distortion sound, you had to just crank the amp up. In theory, that was great, but in practice, it was just painfully loud to have any real fun. So after a few years, I sold it upon the realization that it was a valve amp for the sake of having a valve amp. When I started getting back into guitar, one influence for me was Rat Shaw's YouTube channel, and he did a great video on the Vox sound. Based on this, I took a visit to Forsyth's in Manchester, and I had a try of this AC10 that they had in stock. I took a Strat, and after the initial thrill of getting the valves to crunch, I turned down and started playing clean, and it just hit me. The sound I had was characterful, and while not outright distorted, it was saturated, and I felt more connected with the amp. The way the amp responded to my playing was nothing like I quite experienced before. On July 25th, 2024, I played a private gig in London. In the days before, I found an eBay seller selling an AC10 just like the one I played in Forsyth's. After my gig in central London, I made the trek a few miles east and I picked up this amp for just £275. It lives here in my studio where I occasionally take it out to band rehearsals. Maybe one day I'll start to gig with it. This Vox AC10C1 is a 10-watt combo amp based off the top boost channel of a modern style like AC30. It houses one 10-inch speaker and the panel gives you controls for gain, bass, treble, reverb and volume. The reverb is digital, but in my opinion still sounds really nice. On the back there is an output where you can plug into an external cab should you wish at 8 ohms. It's something I've never done, but the option's there. Apparently due to this compact nature, it's a real ball ache to change speaker or valve on this amp, but thankfully for me, I pay an amp tech to worry about that, so I don't have to. This amp helped me realise the sound not only of valve amps, but single channel amps. With the absence of a clean versus overdrive channel, the gain on this exists on a spectrum where you can just push it gently until it starts to break. Having discovered this edge of breakup sound and the idea of picking dynamics available, I can just clean the amp up by rolling the volume off. It's made for a really fun playing tool. Beyond the sound of a valve amp, the AC10 has a classic Vox chime that everyone talks about. It crunches in a very satisfying way in the upper mids, which is apparently down to the hearing damage that its lead designer sustained over the years, leading to this sort of mid preference. And then when you whack this amp with humbuckers, it gets so creamy in its drive response. Here's my Les Paul going through it. At 10 watts, the amp distorts really easily, which I found very useful for playing at home and recording. In a band context, it can be a bit unruly in rehearsals, but maybe if I mic'd this up at a gig, I'd have a more usable sound out of it. I'm still yet to gig on electric guitar, but there is this part of me that suspects I might have to get an amp with higher headroom for such situations. If that situation does arise, I still plan on keeping this Vox. It's going to have its permanent place here in my studio. My name is Marc Gallagher and this has been Gear Profile. Thank you for watching and let me know if you have any thoughts down in the comments. You can also follow me on your favourite social media at Marc Gallagher Music and do consider supporting me on Patreon. For now, I'm Marc Gallagher. Like the video if you want, share if you feel compelled to, and follow me on places. I'll catch you down the road.